Yeah, back out in the creek again. Last week I got stuck into this clay and these gravels in here, and I just targeted those gravels and got the 4 buckets and got about a 0.077 or something like that. It was under the 0.1, but for 3 buckets, pretty good. Rather than just taking 10 buckets, just taking fewer buckets and better ground. Working smarter than harder, I suppose you'd put it. But today we're going to keep going down further. I'm not going to go into that clay. I still know there's some in here if I need to come back into that area. But I want to see if I can get a bit more of a richer deposit up in this bank here. So I'm going to have to expose most of this bank. I'm going to drop a fair bit of that off. We'll see what sort of minerals are in that, and then we'll pick the good gravels again. And yeah, we'll do a few more today. So I don't know. Play it by ear, but if we can get up to 10 buckets of good material, we'll see how much we can get out of that. All right, we'll get stuck into it. Yeah, so I've just started to get into this bank a bit now. I've only filled 2 buckets, so I just wanted to point out before I take most of it up to the car. It's sort of worrying me a bit because it's really soft. It's almost like too soft. Like, I know it's all overburdened in previous digging, so all this area is, but just getting in there, there's nothing hard packed. It's all just too soft. It all just falls away, and I'm a bit worried about that. I just don't know if that loose wash is going to hold gold. I've literally got not enough water to test pan or anything like that, so I might just take a bucket or 2 just to sample that, and I'll see if there's anything in it. But I just don't like it. It's not packed enough. But you get further down in and down into here, and this is where it goes hard. So maybe I'll just move all this loose wash and get to that hard pack stuff, because really that's just not going to cut it all that. I don't know how deep it is, how soft, how far down we have to go. Really, it's starting to get a bit harder underneath. So yeah, maybe I'll move all this loose stuff off, and then we'll see what sort of bank we've got. Alright, so I've moved a bit of that loose stuff off the top there now, and I have found a hard pack base under there. I had to move a little bit of gravel. I found this hard base, and it's a bit of clay and gravel again, so it's probably more like up here without all the loose stuff on the top. So we've got down to that. This probably will collapse once I dig into there a bit, so that'll have to be moved, but I can do that on another day. So I'll see how many buckets I can get out of here in this harder stuff. There is a bit of clay in it, so it's a bit of a mixture. So that's what we really ideal. That's what we want. So all right, we'll get into it. Yeah, so the further we get down, getting more into clay, and you can see it there now. We're getting a lot of grey and dark reds come through, and it's actually a mixture. It's a mixture. You can hear the gravels in it, so it's not just pure clay. It's that mixture of both. So that's what we want. So we're just going to keep going at that, and yeah, we'll do the 10 buckets today, and we'll go from there. Yeah, so done the 10 buckets now. I ended up doing 2 sections, as you can see there. I did 6 out of this one. That's where I sort of started, and then I thought I'll come back up, and I did another 4 out of there. So we've got them separate, so we can see if it's richer down here or up here, whatever, and then depending on the results, that's which way we'll go. We'll go in either way. All right, well, it's time to go wash it up through the high banker up the dam. But you can see the minerals down in there. It's very gravelly. There's a bit of clay in spots, but it's very heavily gravelly clay, which is pretty good that I've found in the past. So you can see the minerals. There's a lot of red, grey sort of clay in there. So you know, that's what you're looking for, and in that one as well. It's very mineralised. So I've had to go a fair way down from the top of the bank, so I probably moved a good 2 foot of gravel off the top, and then I've dug down a bit, probably a bit over a foot, 1.5 foot or something like that. So fair way down, but yeah, we'll see if I can get any out of there. You never know, mightn't get anything. So this is why we try, and you know, why you prospect, just to try and find the best spots. So all right, we'll go run it through the high banker and the 10 buckets. So you know, looking for a little bit more than last week, obviously. So hopefully we can get a bit.